Hey guys, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel. And today I just felt like filming a fall TBR. It's pretty ambitious. I wrote all of the titles down and there's a lot on here. Will we get to all of them? Probably not. I just wanted to give myself a varieties to choose from. A lot of these I do not own. I will be renting them from the library, so let's get into this video. The first book I have on here is Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. This is like a thriller. This character named Adam, and he's a successful screenwriter, but he lives with face blindness, which makes him not recognize people around him. So him and his wife Amelia win a weekend getaway to the Scottish Highlands, which they thought would be like a romantic getaway and stuff. But no. It starts with a lot of unsettling events, and yeah, it's kind of giving, what's that Stephen King novel? It's like with the twins. I forget, but it's giving that, if you know what I'm talking about. My voice is being so weird. Anyways, I thought that was fall, Fall's more like the cozy, the thrillers. It's when I read thrillers, when I read all that stuff. So, yeah. The next book I was thinking of reading is Bunny by Mona Awad. And I've heard like a lot of times when people read this, it's like they have mixed reviews, like they have strong reactions, and it's like they don't really know what happened. It's like one of those like kind of weirder books. I don't know. But it just intrigued me, and I'm like, I want to get to it this fall. It's basically about a scholarship student. This is the summary. A scholarship student who prefers the company of her dark imagination to that of most people. She is utterly repelled by the rest of her fiction writing cohort, a clique of unbearably rich girls who call each other buddy and seem to move and speak as one. So it's giving cult. Yeah, so I think they like read Shakespeare and other people's like works. It's kind of like Dead Poets Society, but with like crazy rich girls. So I think it'll be an interesting read. And then we have Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlo. This is a romance, I think second chance romance, setting between over more than a decade. And it says, this is a tale of two young people who simply met too soon in life to truly appreciate what they had found in one another, whose lives takes off in different directions, but eventually bring them back to each other again, where they belonged all along. So, yeah, it's like one of those past, present, you don't know what happened, and you just find out, and I feel like I'd love that during the fall. Then we have Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I actually read The Kiss of Deception, that trilogy, a few years ago, and I really liked her writing, so I think I'm gonna finally read Dance of Thieves. It's enemies to lovers, and there's these thieves in a fantasy world. I believe they're trying to steal something. They're thieves. That's really all I know about it. And I don't really want to look up a summary or anything because I just kind of want to go into it a little blind. I don't know. And then we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and it's a young adult fantasy romance where it follows a forbidden romance between a powerful prince and an ordinary girl as they try to survive their kingdom's grueling laws pitting them against each other. And she is the very thing he spent his whole life hunting, which I thought sounds amazing. Sounds great. And I have been, ever since I finished The Ballad of Never After, I've been in a fantasy romance mood. So I just, whenever I read that, it's going to be a great time. Speaking of The Ballad of Never After, A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber, we're going to read that as well. It comes out October 24th, I believe. So it basically leaves off of where that book left off. And Evangeline thinks she has the perfect happily ever after because of things that happened before, but she doesn't realize what her happily ever after has cost her. And then we have Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I honestly don't really know what this is about. I just know it's fantasy romance. And I'm pretty sure it's YA, so I'm sold. And then we have The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And you guys probably already know what this one's about, but a housemaid. And she became a housemaid for this family because she's like in a tough money situation. And they put her in this small room that only locks from the outside. Red flags, anyone. But yeah, so that's like not good. And then bad things start to happen. I think she becomes like a little sleuth investigating because she's interested in what's happening. And yeah, it's a thriller, and I've heard nothing but good things, so I want to finally get to read that. And then we have Ghosted by J.M. Darhauer. I don't really know what this is about. Just Sarah recommended it, and I trust her recommendation, so I'm like, yes. And I feel like it'd be a really good book to read during the fall, so yeah. And then we have Flawless by Elsie Silver. It's a small town romance, and the male love interest is a bull rider. And I haven't read any small town romances actually, like in my really long reading career. I have not read anything in a small town like that. And he's a bull rider, so I'm like, yeah, time to mix it up a little bit. And then we have Crooked Kingdom. I actually have the physical copy of this by Leigh Bardugo. And see my bookmark. I actually got a little bit into this a few months ago, but haven't gotten a chance to finish it. So we're gonna finish that this fall. And basically, it follows Casbreaker and his crew of deadly outcasts, and they just pulled off their heist in the first one. But now they're back to fighting for their lives again, trying to save one of the people in their little crew. And I've heard this book is really sad. It is the end of the duology, so I don't know. I really hope no one dies, because that would be sad. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen, but I don't know. Anyways, my bookmark keeps falling out. I'm super excited to read this. And then we have The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I really hope I get to read this fall, because I just know it's gonna be a super cozy middle grade fantasy read, and it's just gonna be super cozy. So in this, people believe there's a witch lurking in the woods, and the witch must be appeased each year by bringing her the youngest resident of the village for her to kill. And then as you follow this main character, things aren't as they seem. Like what the villagers think, it's not true. The witch is actually nice. And I just know that I read a little bit of this last year, but then didn't finish it because I just wasn't in the mood. But I think fall will be the perfect backdrop to read this. And I just remember the characters being so precious, so I'm super excited to read this. Like, imagine this, and you're like at a coffee shop, and it's like raining outside. Or like you're not at a coffee shop, you're at home, and you light a candle and it's raining outside and like you're just snuggled in your like really cute little hoodie and sweatpants and you're just reading because you have no homework somehow. Yeah, I just think that would be super nice. Last one on this TBR is The Fairy Tale by Stephen King. My dad actually got me this last year and I just haven't gotten the chance to read it, but I feel like fall will be the perfect time for me to read this. It is really thick. But basically it follows this guy and I honestly don't really know what this is about. The guy's name's Charlie and he's just a regular high schooler. He discovers that inside, like, he discovers a portal that leads to another world. And yeah, I honestly feel like this will be a good read when I'm in the mood to read it. I haven't read any of Stephen King's work, and obviously everyone knows who Stephen King is because he's really good at writing those horror books and all that stuff, so excited to read this. I don't think this is exactly horror. I think it's more like adventurous. I don't think it's going to be scary or anything, but yeah. Those are all of the books I'm on my TBR. We have 13. I know I have a very ambitious, especially with school. Probably not going to get to all of these, like I said, but these are just books I want to read during the fall, and hopefully you get to a good amount of them. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Comment down below what books you guys are wanting to read during the fall, and I'll see you guys in the next one.